Mike used to be the guy who had it all figured out. A steady job, a decent apartment, and just enough ambition to dream bigger. But life has a strange way of testing us, not with a bang, but a slow unraveling. It started with missing deadlines, then showing up late, then not showing up at all. And one cold Monday morning, Mike got an email that hit harder than he expected: "Your employment has been terminated, effective immediately." He stared at his laptop in silence, his heart pounding, his stomach hollow. No backup plan. No savings. Just a sinking feeling of failure. That night, he sat on the edge of his bed, lights off, the city buzzing outside his window, and whispered to himself, "What happened to me?" The days that followed were gray and lifeless. Mike would wake up at 10, sometimes noon. He'd scroll endlessly, watch TV, and promise himself, "Tomorrow I'll get back on track." But tomorrow never came. His friends stopped calling. His rent was overdue. And his confidence? Gone. One night, after skipping another meal and dodging another call from his landlord, Mike saw a video online that said, "Change your morning, change your life." He rolled his eyes at first. "Another cheesy quote," he muttered. But something about it stuck. That night, for the first time in weeks, he set his alarm for 5 a.m. The next morning, his alarm screamed through the silence. 5 a.m. Mike stared at the ceiling. Every muscle in his body begged him to stay in bed. But he got up. Just sat there. In the dark. Awake. The next day, he did it again. This time, he drank a glass of water and wrote down one goal. Be better than yesterday. By the end of the first week, Mike had a routine. Wake up at 5 a.m. Stretch for 10 minutes. Read 10 pages of a book. Do 20 push-ups. Write down 3 things he was grateful for. The changes were small, almost invisible at first. But inside, a storm was calming. He stopped chasing motivation. He started building discipline. By week 3, Mike felt different. He was sleeping better. Thinking clearer. He had energy, not just physical, but mental energy to think, plan, and create. He began applying for jobs. Not just any job, but the kind he had once been too scared to pursue. He also started freelancing, writing articles, editing content, even tutoring online. He wasn't making millions. But for the first time in a long time, he felt proud. He was showing up for himself. And that changed everything. 3 months later, Mike got an interview at a top-tier firm. Funny enough, it was the same company that rejected him a year earlier. This time, he walked in with confidence, not because of some overnight miracle, but because he'd spent 90 days becoming the kind of man who didn't quit. He got the job. Not just any position, a leadership role. As he sat at his new desk, overlooking the city skyline, Mike smiled. He had earned every bit of this. Not through luck. Not through shortcuts. But through waking up at 5 a.m., day after day, when no one was watching. So what's the lesson here? Don't wait for life to hand you motivation. Build discipline. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for consistency. And don't ever think small habits don't matter. Because the truth is, a 5 a.m. alarm saved Mike's life. And maybe, it could change yours too. The 5 a.m. miracle isn't about waking up early. It's about deciding. I'm not going to let this be my story. You write your story. One step at a time. One morning at a time. Start today.